G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So for today's video we've literally just had the new Dokkan Fest tweeted out, Global Dokkan on time for once, so that is very handy, and as you can see here it is BUUHAN. So we were sort of wondering whether it was going to be Buu Saga crossover. Obviously it does fall into Buu Saga here, so straight off the bat you can see his extreme tech. He has a domain which will be interesting. But yeah, let's jump straight on into his details here. So, for his leader skill, we have Power Absorption or Transformation Boost, 3 key 170, and then Artificial Life Forms and Uncontrollable Power get the extra 30% there. So, just because of the fact that we have Transformation Boost, that is going to cover a lot of units there. Looking at our links, Margin, Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Shocking Speed, Fear and Fave, Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. So as we would expect there, Boo links. And then let's jump into the passives. So we got 2 key and 200% attack and defense, guards all attack, which is, so we've got a nice defensive mechanic to start off there, plus an additional 58% attack and defense when attacking. So chances are it's probably going to be a better 2 or 3 unit. Gains an additional attack and defense plus 100% and high chance of performing a crit for 6 turns from the start of battle, and then a high chance, so 50%. So we start with 50% crit, move to 50% chance to dodge, and launch an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super starting from the 7th turn. So 7 turns, that's pretty deep into the fight, but it is at least start of battle. So we do have dodge in there as well, which is definitely good. Plus an additional attack and chance of performing crit plus 50%, and extreme class allies 2 key 50% when there is another Power Absorption or Transformation Boost category ally attacking the same turn. So he is a support class leader, which is definitely my favourite style of leader, so that's awesome. And 2 key 50% is definitely a really good number too, considering how good a lot of these extreme class units are at the moment. So the more HP remaining when the character receives an attack, we'll go, receives an attack for the first time, the greater additional defensive boost within the turn, up to 150%. So the more HP we have, if we're at full HP, we get 150%, and obviously that dwindles down. So does seem to be really good. No damage reduction or dodge before that 7 turns, which is a bit interesting. So we are relying on pure stats with the guard, but still, like, you're going to be combining this guy with a lot of really top tier units, so that could definitely be interesting. So for his active skill, we got the body absorption, can be activated when all allies attacking in the same turn of Power Absorption, or from the 6th turn, and it creates the domain inside Margin Buu. Transfers the character's consciousness inward for 3 turns. Interesting. So his teams, I'm sure it'll... No, there is no further details. Oh, it's 1 of 3 here. So for his teams, we've got Power Absorption, Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Forms, Uncontrollable Power, Buu Saga, Final Trump Card, Margin Power, Sworn Enemies, Worldwide Chaos, and Demonic Power. So Demonic Power, interesting on Slug's team. You could probably get a bit jiggy there, but Transformation Boost, Uncontrollable Power, and obviously Power Absorption on his own team are going to be really good. So from there, you greatly raise the attack and defense on Super. So if we just hit the refresh on that one, nope. Oh, well, we're doing this mid-video because the rest of it hadn't come out yet. So there's that greatly raised 50% attack and defense, and then the domain gives Power Absorption or Transformation Boost 15% attack and defense, and then an addition Margin Buu category allies and enemies plus an additional 15% as well. So pretty handy. And then we go into Buu Super. So let's see what he can do. Obviously, leader skill stays the same, links stay the same, and then for the passive, we get 6 key, 300% attack and defense, plus an additional 100% attack when attacking, reduces damage by 70%. Dang, okay, that is definitely solid. He then becomes an orb changer from AGL to TEQ, and he gains an additional 40% defense when receiving an attack, and chance of performing a crit plus 5% per key sphere obtained. Yeah, so you can get his crit chance up. Launches an additional super attack with 3 or more key spheres, and another additional super with 6 or more key spheres. Launches an additional super attack when there's a fused fighter enemy, and then recovers 30% HP at the end of turn. So, as we saw, links and all that stays the same. Super attack, massively raised attack, causes immense damage with a high chance, and then if we scroll up, that was that here, to stun. So 70% damage reduction is obviously going to be really impactful. You got that stun chance, but because he can perform multiple supers, that massively raising attack does become interesting. Like you get 3-4 supers off there, that's multiple 100% boost there. I feel like this guy will be able to put up pretty big numbers, and you're going to have the crit chance from the orb changing as well. So definitely looks really interesting. BUUHAN was definitely due for a Dokkan Fest, and that leader skill with transformation boost is going to be, it's going to have a pretty wide range of units, and as I said, also a support class unit, which I love. So we did also get a Grand Supreme Kai banner unit here, so we'll have a look and see how good he is. So, leader skill 130 to Majin Buu Saga, bit of a nothing there. For his links, Master of Magic, Cold Judgment, more than meets the eye, Telekinesis, Godly Power, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. So, you can't imagine you're going to be getting too many of those active, unfortunately. But then we got the passive. So he gets 1 key up to 4 key, and attack and defense plus 50% up to 200% per super class ally on the team, him excluded. So yeah, obviously just run him on a superclass team. You got 4 key, 200%, plus an additional 200% attack and defense when attacking, an additional 100% defense within the same turn after receiving an attack. High chance of guarding all attacks, so 50% there. Guaranteed guard, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super when there is another Buu Saga ally in the team. Okay, so that's not as bad if you're running, I don't know what you're going to run this guy with rotation-wise. Let's see what else he does, though. Majin Buu Saga or Pataya category allies get the 1 key, 40% attack and defense. So, okay, maybe you run this guy as a floater on a Majin Buu Saga team, and then you're always going to have that guaranteed guard, plus an additional 1 key and 20% attack and defense for characters who also belong to Realm of Gods. So, like, that definitely helps our Patara units, but in terms of Buu Saga, obviously, don't have much on Realm of Gods there to work with. But then he also gets a guaranteed 200% attack and performs a crit against a Buu Saga enemy. For the teams, we've just got Buu Saga, Realm of Gods, Patara, and Storied Figures. And then for his super attack effect, raises attack and defense by 50%, causes supreme damage, and seals super. Majin Buu Saga or Patara get the 1 key and 40%, plus an additional 1 key and 20% for Realm of Gods. I'm not sure how viable that is actually going to be for us. In terms of thinking of his build, I think he's definitely going to be a full dodge unit straight off the bat there. I'm not sure, even though that, like, obviously, like, getting 2 key 60% is huge support, but I'm just not sure how regularly we are going to be able to use that. But anyway, it's Grand Supreme Kai is not a unit that we're going to get a great deal of, so at least it is somewhat of a new name character. But there you go, guys. That is the Kai and Majin Buu, BUUHAN, whatever you want to call him. I'll be very interested to see the numbers that he puts up in the game. But let me know your thoughts on both of the units. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content. And hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.